Everything you didn't know about Shin Lim. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Screenie. Shin Lim is currently one of the hottest new names in the world of magic, and his journey to achieving this status started long before America's Got Talent. His victory on this show is just a tiny part of the long list of accomplishments that just keeps on growing. In less than a decade of doing close-up magic, this young performer managed to achieve more than most people do in a lifetime. But he encountered many obstacles along the way. Let's take a look at everything you didn't know about Shin Lim. Before we reveal some of his best hidden secrets, make sure to subscribe to our channel and we'll surprise you with an amazing new video every day. Number 10. Aspiring musician. Magic was never Shin Lim's only passion, and he didn't expect it to transform into a long-term career. He's shown an interest in music at a very young age, but it took him some time to pick up the right instrument. His grandmother wanted to support his aspirations to become a musician by giving him a violin, but little Shin wasn't in love with it. After struggling to perfect his craft, he got so frustrated that he smashed this delicate instrument into pieces and moved on to the piano instead. Shin proved to be a natural, and even decided to attend the School of Magic at Lee University after graduating college. He developed a passion for magic while still playing the piano, but it was just a fun hobby he enjoyed in his free time. This transition made a lot of sense to Shin Lim because he believes music and magic are very structured acts that have a lot in common. Back in the day, the young performer believes that card tricks will never become more than his favorite pastime, until an important event changed the course of his life. Number 9. Health issues. At the age of 20, Shin Lim was diagnosed with carpal tunnel syndrome, and this condition shaped him in a very significant way. Music school required him to spend 20 hours a week on piano practice, and he suddenly found himself at a crossroads. Shin spent his whole life thinking that he'll become a pianist one day, but his love for music was so strong that he didn't know how to let it go. The doctor told him he has to make a choice, and that was when he decided to drop out of school and never look back. Shin Lim described this decision as extremely devastating, but came to the conclusion that it was actually a blessing in disguise. The diagnosis gave him the courage he needed to follow his heart, and it eventually proved to be a good choice. Carpal tunnel syndrome is still affecting his everyday life because Shin can't practice too much at once. He has to take a break after 2 hours since the pain in his wrist usually starts affecting his performance after a while. Mornings are the most problematic because his hands are often numb after he wakes up, but resting and stretching usually helps. Number 8. Self-taught magician. Unlike a majority of other magicians who needed a professional to show them the ropes of the business, Shin Lim never looked for help. His passion for magic started to blossom after his older brother Yi showed him a simple card trick when they were still kids. Little Shin was so impressed that he simply had to know how it was done. Despite the fact magicians never reveal their secrets, Yi had no problem sharing some critical info with his bro. He told him to look up some clips on YouTube, and Shin Lim immediately delved into them and never stopped. As years went by, this young performer developed his own tricks, but never claimed that he was a real magician. Shin Lim describes himself as a sleight-of-hand artist and insists he's not a wizard and has no intention of lying to the audience. Instead of pretending to defy the laws of physics, he opts for combining precision and grace to perform mind-blowing routines he carefully choreographed on his own. Number 7. Career-ending injury.
On an illusion with a blade, and it slipped and completely severed 2 of my thumb tendons.
Carpal tunnel syndrome isn't the only health issue Shin Lim had to overcome on his path to becoming a magic expert. Even after he decided to leave music behind and start a career as a sleight-of-hand artist, his struggles were far from over. 2 years before making his America's Got Talent debut, Shin had severely injured 2 of his left thumb tendons. He thought this injury will hinder his ability to practice or perform card magic and put his career to a halt. Fortunately, he managed to recover through painstaking painstakingly hard work and perseverance. He thanked his hand surgeon and physical therapist for making this possible and expressed his hope that nothing similar would ever happen again. Shin's parents also played an important role in his recovery. His mom was the one taking him to therapy sessions every day, while his dad helped him put together his act and practice new illusions. Number 6. YouTube star.
It's your boy, Shin Lim. For today's video, we're going to be learning a move that I created. It is called the S dribble. It stands for sexy dribble.
A majority of magicians of Shin Lim's caliber aren't extremely eager to share their secrets with the rest of the world, but he still remembers his humble beginnings. If it wasn't for other tricksters posting their magic on YouTube, this young performer probably wouldn't be where he is today. That's why he decided to follow in their footsteps and put his magic out there for the world to see. Shortly after dropping out of music school so he could focus on magic, Shin started developing his own tricks and posting them on his YouTube channel. His clips attracted thousands of viewers before he appeared on America's Got Talent. Number 5. Fooling Penn and Teller. Some of the viewers were already familiar with Shin Lim's act even before his America's Got Talent audition. He previously appeared on the hit show Penn and Teller Fool Us and managed to do something most magicians on the show never did: fool the famous hosts twice. The video of his first performance went viral, and the hosts were so impressed by his craft that they invited him to come back. His second performance on the show drew even more attention to his skills and really put him on the map. Once again, Penn and Teller couldn't figure out how he pulled the trick off and were transfixed by his natural talent. His appearance on the show really helped Shin Lim make a name for himself in the world of magic and led to dozens of intriguing offers, including the one to perform at the House of Magic in Macau. Number 4. Silent Act.
申林，申林，世界魔术大会纸牌组冠军，国际魔术师。
Shin Lim got his big break during the 23-city tour through China, but coming up with a routine for these shows was extremely tricky. He couldn't say no to this amazing opportunity, but knew he'll have to mix things up because he didn't speak any Chinese. Shin implemented a lot of changes to his new routine, but one of the most important ones was dropping the narration altogether. Staying silent became a defining feature of his act later on and made it feel more unique and compelling. Lim explained he tried to change the outlook on card magic by making it more artistic and visual. His approach was inspired by movies such as Birdman and Inception because they're both very artistic yet accessible to the masses. His background in music also shaped the way his routine looks today. Since he stays silent during his act, music is a powerful tool that helps him with the choreography and creates the right atmosphere. Number 3. Magical Proposal. One of the perks of being a musician is being able to propose to your girlfriends on an epic stage and predict what kind of ring she likes. And that's exactly what Shin Lim did. Only a year after meeting the Australian dancer Casey Thomas at the House of Magic in Macau, he decided to pop the question in front of 2,000 people attending their performance. His bae was still in full costume and in the middle of her performance, sitting inside a tiny cube when he took out the shiny ring. Casey started crying tears of joy once Shin asked her to spend the rest of her life with him and described her as the most incredible woman ever. She supported her future husband every step of the way and helped him perfect his act the best way she knew how. Their bond is so strong that Casey knows how all of his tricks are done. Shin believes that that's the best way for her to offer constructive criticism and analyze each trick he's about to perform. Number 2. Shiny Trophies. By the time he became the winner of America's Got Talent, Shin Lim already had a couple of awards under his belt. He was still a relative newcomer when he won the first place at the World Teen Close-Up Magic Championship in 2010. Only a year later, he came out victorious at the Adult Card Magic Show organized by the International Brotherhood of Magicians. After a while, he started competing on an international level and made it to the finals of the Magic Olympics tricks in 2012 as a representative of North America. He became world champion in close-up card magic in 2015 and kept on improving his act as time went by. 2018 has definitely been his year, since his America's Got Talent win isn't his only significant victory. Shortly before appearing on the show, he collected a Merlin Award for Best Close-Up Magician. Number 1. Bright Future. An America's Got Talent win tends to open up many doors for each performer who's lucky enough to come out victorious at the end of the series. Just like the rest of the winners before him, Shin Lim won a $1 million prize and a chance to headline his own show at the Paris Theater in Las Vegas. He's aware putting together a 2-hour show won't be easy, because he currently has only 40 minutes of material he's really proud of. Unlike most magicians who add a couple of simple tricks into their routine to fill time, this talented performer doesn't want to sink so low. He prefers performing original tricks, which reflects his style and personality. His appearance on America's Got Talent made it clear his act is not set in stone yet and that he's ready to listen to constructive criticism. After Simon Cowell advised him to take a step back from the card table and adds larger elements to his routine, the young magician accepted his advice and eventually won the competition. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more amazing content, and don't forget to check out one of the other 2 videos on your screen.